Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. So today we've got 3 replays to show you in the brand new Tier 10 Soviet heavy premium tank, the Thunder Chief Object 452K. Now this is the brand new Metal Fest tank. This is the Motörhead sort of skinned themed tank, and it's available in the store as of yesterday for 25,000 gold. Now that is an awful lot of money to ask, I think, for a tier 10 premium tank. But if you do want this tank is available for 50% off. So you can get this tank for 50% discount if you choose the Motörhead op and wait until you complete that op, and then you can, at the end of the community event, you'll be able to earn this for a 50% discount. So if you do want to purchase this tank after this video, it's best off waiting to get it for half price. And remember, if you do want to do that, you need to choose the Motörhead op. So what I'm going to do is, it's a brand new vehicle. Before we get into the replays, I'll just briefly go over some of the statistics of the tank, and then we'll get into the replays as I always do. And it's best just to show it as we go through the replays, and I can explain the tank as we proceed. Okay, so what is this tank? It's a Soviet heavy tank with a 560 alpha gun. So it's got decent alpha with 260 penetration on your standard AP rounds with 1000 shell velocity. So, decent penetration, and the shell velocity is kind of average. You are going to need to sort of lead your shells a little bit with this tank. And on the premium round, you have 320 heat pen with 950 shell velocity. 320 heat pen is, it's enough to pen most of the tanks, to be honest with you. Type 5s, there's going to be certain areas where, it might be a 50-50 pen, but generally, you should be able to pen most of the tanks, with these, with the 320 heat. 65 penetration on your HE rounds for 700 alpha. And then you've got basically a turret which is very, very strong, and if you are hold down, you can bounce a lot of shots off of that turret. It has 7 degrees of gun depression, so you can sort of play the ridge lines. Not amazing hold down ridge line tank like the Chieftain, but 7 degrees is enough to make most positions work. The biggest kind of weakness of the tank, from my opinion so far, is the frontal plate is very, very big and very easy to penetrate, and most tanks won't struggle to pen you there. And because of where your engine is, by shooting through the lower plates, you can quite often get set on fire, but especially if they go through your sort of drive wheel, that can then set you on fire and ignite you. DPM is kind of fairly average, not bad, not good either, but with 560 alpha, you do feel like you can really trade those shots well. And yeah, that's kind of the basics of the tank. Got a 40 km/h top speed. I found that's fairly good. I do run off-road driving to help get to that top speed. I generally find I'm travelling at most places at about 38 though. I never quite get to that 40. But mobility is fairly decent, and it's got a decent reverse speed as well. So let's just get into the replay thing. So I've been rambling on for quite a lot now, and we can just talk over the tank as we proceed through the replays that I've got to show you. So let's move on. Okay, so if you want to see the setup I am running on the tank, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as we speak. I do run a stabiliser on this tank, gun stabiliser, because this tank, being a Soviet heavy tank, it's on the slight sort of less accurate tanks, but if you put stabiliser and combined with the crew perks on, you get it down to 0.31, and then, to be honest, it doesn't feel too bad at all with running stabiliser. So here we are on Karelia in counter battle, assault battle, and we are defending. I've pushed up down this side. It's not a bad map this when we get into a position like this, because we kind of can use our gun depression here, and we can end up going hold down. And if you can go hold down in this tank, you can bounce a lot of shots off of the turret. The turret armour is very, very strong. As you can look at it, it's very low profile as well. It's just mainly when you get, you can't go hold down, and stuff can go straight for your, frontal plate quite easily, to be honest with you. So that's just something you've got to look out for. But just like I say, the turret itself is incredibly strong, and then we've got a nice shot there into the light tank, and that's where the 560 Alpha does feel nice as well. Like, you really do sort of punish those tanks, and you feel like you're really taking away a chunk of the enemy hit points. Enemy Waffle is pushing us now, and thankfully we've got a lot of tank destroyers covering us, and this Waffle is absolutely eating it for it, and we're picking up all the juicy assistance for killing that Waffle, and then we finish it off with the kill as well, and thankfully we don't eat any damage. The real problem for me is the enemy artillery, aka the enemy fun police, is targeting us, and it's going to make our life very difficult, because this little tier 9 heavy tank, we would be quite comfortable getting up personal and fighting that tank. The problem we've got is we've got to be careful, because it's going to force us into the open, and then the artillery is going to have shots at us. So that's the real problem for me. I'm keeping an eye on this light tank, which we put a shot into earlier, just in case he does decide to come behind us. I do want to be, I'd like to be able to get a shot into that tank before he was capable of doing that. I probably should mention, I mean, as you can see, the tank has 2,400 hit points, which is fairly decent. And now we are going to push forward and try and get a shot into this enemy heavy tank. Unfortunately, we do get through the track. We're trying to go through the track wheel and pen there. Unfortunately, we was only able to track him in place. Artillery shoots, fires, and misses. So we're going to use that sort of window of opportunity to see if we can squeeze in a shot into this tank. You see, with the 7 degrees of gun depression, you can just about make it work. Artillery does then shoot again. Thankfully for us, it does miss us. It's kind of a little bit awkward right now with the artillery, but looking at the arc, I'm thinking the artillery is kind of like behind their hill. And if I can manage to get, you can see the arc where that shell is coming from. If I can push forward enough and kill this VZ, I should be able to get safe from the artillery if I push a little bit further forward. Looks like this enemy sort of Wheezy heavy tank has been taken out by our friendly Batchat. That is going to give us the freedom to push forward, and I'm hoping to try and get up and close to this rock in front of us, which can try and give us a bit of hard cover from enemy tanks which we spot. We get a nice shot there into Progetto, which does get detected, and I'm kind of expecting some of the tank destroyers to be covering this Progetto, so that's why I'm using these like rocks here in front of us to keep us protected from any tank which maybe have shots onto us. The T-30 though, we should be able to get a shot in as they leave. We'll put a nice shot in there, putting the T-30 on a one shot. I suspect he'll get finished off before he's able to get in. He does get taken out by our friendly teammate. We pick up a little bit of extra track assistance there. But with this Progetto being where they are, it's going to keep us proxy spotted. And as you say, I'm kind of expecting that there's going to be tanks. You can see I'm getting targeted here. Like I'm spotted and targeted, which means there's something covering this Progetto. And I can't just full send over the ridge and kill this Progetto. As much as I would love to jump in and try and swash the tank now for the fun, it's not a good idea, because there's probably going to be tanks covering them. I don't know what tanks they are. I know they've got a gorilla. I was trying to just blind fire there just in case I did shoot anything. But Progetto is moving up now. I'm kind of thinking, is he going to come around and try and shoot us? I mean, I do have 2 tank destroyers with us, so if he does poke this, he should trade shots. But with him pushing up now, I'm thinking maybe I can get an opportunity just to sneak in a shot. I think the enemy light tank does get detected. We squeeze around, we auto aim a shell, and that was kind of a bit poor by me, because I ended up bouncing the shell off the Progetto. The Progetto does have throw armor. He has now dumped his clip into us, so he's going to have terrible reload now. The DPM and the Progetto is going to be awful, because he has dumped his reload, being an auto reloader. And I'm just pushing in just to try and finish him off now. You see the first shot he puts into me does damage our engine. That's because he went through our drive wheel, and that can happen. He's on to a one shot though now. Hopefully we can get a kill, but he gets finished off by our Batchat. Putting us on to, what, 4,000 damage of our own now, and 3,000 assistance with 1,200 blocks. So we're having a, an okay game, to be honest. And we're going to see, as our tank destroyer is pushing forward now, I suspect he's going to detect some stuff around the back. There's only 5 tanks remaining, and it feels like this game is all but won at this stage. Enemy artillery does get spotted. I'd love to try and put a nice juicy shell into that. Do get one in. A shame we didn't have the HE, because HE can be really good for those moments. With a 700 alpha on it, it can be quite good if you get those targets you can pen. You can end up picking up some juicy hits of damage. So I do take 2 of those HE shells for those moments. 2 tanks remaining. Will I be able to get another shot in? We do squeeze one into that light tank, putting us just above the 5,000 mark with 1 tank remaining. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there in time, but I'm going to head over there nevertheless just to see if we can squeeze in one more shot, which would be nice. But yeah, I'm thinking he's pretty much going to get taken out by our team before we get there. But we may just have an opportunity. We do get a shot in. We thought he was going to pick up the kill there. Unfortunately, I think the Gorilla's shell beat us to it and he picks up the kill. That brings us then to the first replay. But with 2 more replays to come, let's move on to the next replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2. This time we are on Westfield, where there is 2 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy artillery, 1 enemy fun police. You know, Westfield, not the most ideal map to be playing a heavy tank on, but we can, you know, make the ridges in the 1-2 line work. It's just a real problem of the artillery could make our life difficult for us if we go over there, but we are going to try and head over there nonetheless, because there's not really where else we can go. You know, we're not going to be able to cross down the 0 line. We do not have the mobility to be able to do that. You know, it would be very risky. Wouldn't be worth it. So the best thing we can do is just try and go up on these ridge lines and see if we can get in a battle, see what we can do. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're heading over there. It doesn't look like we've actually sent that many tanks down the 9-0 line. Our light tank has, you know, he's gone to a decent position to actually spot the cross. He's given us some early information, which is good. So we know there's at least 5 tanks on the right hand side now, because that's been spotted. That's all information which we do like to pick up. Unfortunately for our Manticore, our light tank has got taken out, which is, yeah, it's a shame, because he was giving us some good vision, good intel there. But yeah, unfortunately he has now get taken out. So we have got 1 tank down. We do still have 1 light tank left on the far right hand side, but we're almost up onto this ridge now, and we can see what we can do. As you can see, we have quite a few tanks actually coming with us, so we're definitely, I suspect, going to have the tank advantage in this battle. It's just about making it, you know, work for us. So we spot this enemy tank chieftain coming quite aggressively to this ridge. I was going to see if I can squeeze in a shell, but I can't quite get the shot in. I pull back because this Ruthless gets spotted, and I don't want to eat a big nasty shell off of that tank. We do squeeze one in though, and we get our first shot of damage in, rolling for just shy of 600 damage. And so far so good. The artillery, you know, doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to us in this specific moment. Like I say, I would like to get shots into the chieftain, but it's just not really possible. But I'm thinking right now, you know, with that Ruthless being there covering, I don't want to peek any higher on that ridge and give them an opportunity to get a big shot in. I'm going to try and go round and see if we can take out this chieftain, because it looks very much like we have the overmatch on this side, and I want to win this side as quickly as I possibly can. Because right now we are 2 tanks down. You know, it's still a very close game, but, you know, say with 2 tanks down, we want to try and help out and try and even that out. So we do manage to squeeze in a lovely shot there into the chieftain, putting them on to, you know, well, with that shot on to about 1,000 hit points left. So a 2 shot to us, and we're just going to try and move forward. He looks like he's going to get sort of rushed by our team. We've evened up the scores here. There's an enemy conqueror. I'm going to see if I can squeeze in a shot into the side of his turret. Do not have a great shot to aim at. Unfortunately, it does miss the slim shot though, as it was. I suspect he's going to get taken out. He does get taken out by our friendly E4. Now, my plan is to push across to sort of B8 and B sort of 7 this ridge, and spot what all the remaining tanks on the cross. It is risky, but this Ruthless is here, which is very worrying for me. But with him being on a 1 shot, I suspect if he overpokes, he should get shot by our TDs on the hill and not be able to get a shot into us. But we do get detected by this Morat here, and we have to turn our armour to face him. We put 1 shot in. Like I say, I'm conscious this Ruthless, but I'm hoping he's going to get a shot before he's able to get a shot into us. He does get shot, and we're able to finish him off. That could have ended badly. Like, we've taken a very big risk here, but it's kind of risk to rewards, because like getting to this position is the biggest risk. Once I've got here, it's only the really artillery which will be a threat to me. But our friendly team are moving up behind. Like I say, artillery is trying to kill us here. Unfortunately, we're not able to spot him. But like I say, once I'm in this position, I'm safe from the TDs crossing, well, so there will be tanks to say on the other side. I'm hoping that maybe we can spot them. Now it would be better if I was in a medium tank to be able to do this, but we don't really have many of them left in our team, so I'm just having to make do. But the enemy artillery should get detected by our friendly tank destroyer moving across now down the 8 line, and that's going to allow us to then take this tank out, and we're going to be a lot safer. So we're going to try and see if we can squeeze a shot into that artillery which was shooting us earlier. He does get taken out, but that puts us into 11 versus 9. This enemy medium is a one-shot. Now I am going to push very aggressively here in the hope of getting assistance damage, because I know if I'm the first one across, I'm going to pick up all the assistance. Like I say, it's risky because I'm going to get a shot coming in, but it's risk and reward, and it's the risk, you know, to reward is paying off for us right now. We're picking up 3,000 assistance. Look how many tank destroyers we've got covering us. All these tanks are in the open, so they're going to get easy farm for our friendly team, which means it's going to get lots of assistance for us. And we picked up 5,000 assistance now in a very quick space of time. We're just continuing trying to cross, because, you know, there's a real opportunity to pick up 10,000 assistance if we can spot all the remaining tanks. If they're all up on this hill, when we're going to be able to climb this hill and spot them. Unfortunately for me, there is a tank in the right hand side, which means we have to turn our attention. I suspect it's the enemy French light tank, but and yeah, that's kind of stopping our advance. We're on 7,000 assistance now. There's an enemy, a leopard. Unfortunately, I don't think we were the tank to spot that. So I'm thinking, what I'm thinking at the moment, we've had a really good game now because of the assistance damage. Like I say, very risky push across, but you know, risk and reward, and sometimes you just have to make those plays and those judgment calls of when you can actually do that. I'm just trying to hope to try and get a 10k assistance mark at this moment in time. Unfortunately, E4 gets spotted by a friendly team, which is a tank I was kind of wanting to try and head up and spot. If I could have got up onto this ridge, I would have been able to get close to E4, spot him and pick up the assistance. Unfortunately, I was getting detected from the right hand side. I do get a shot into that enemy light tank, and that kind of stopped us picking up the assistance, because I would have been able to spot this E4, would have come to this ridge, I would have proxy spotted him, and I would have picked up all the assistance damage, and that probably would have put us to about 10,000. So I'm coming around here. The E4 though is a one shot. He gets taken out by our friendly SU. You see we picked up a tiny bit of extra assistance damage, but he just had no more hit points left, and it's just about trying to find the leopard now, because the leopard was a tank which had the most hit points left. He's the only tank remaining now. It can't have gone far. I mean, if you look at where our team is, you know, just trying to push across and see if we can spot him. I'm thinking maybe he's actually in the lower ground, just below us. But I kind of realised too late, and he gets detected by someone else. And I was hoping I was going to be the one to spot them, as you can see, and then I would have picked up all that assistance. But we still had a decent game there. 3,000 assistance. Sorry, 3,000 damage, 7,000 assistance, 10,000 combined, 2,000 blocked. And yeah, picking up the Super Scout medal in our heavy tank. So that is it for replay number 2, with one final replay to come. Okay, so here we are for the last replay of the video. We are on Overlord, and this time we don't have any artillery to contend with, and that's going to make the the life a lot easier for us. I'm just praying at this moment that our team don't do the silly beach push, which is never really a great idea, to be honest with you. Not when, especially when you send your whole team that way. Yeah, and with no artillery in, there's really no reason to do that. It's not a smart move. But thankfully for me, a lot of our team have actually come to the middle ridge, and this is going to allow us to potentially have a decent game. I'm weighing up the options here to going straight into this bowl and trying to get across the other ridge. Again, this is risky, but because our friendly medium tank has already gone in, I'm going to go in and back this tank up, because if we got 2 tanks in this ridge and our team start to push down to 9-0, I'm going to be able to put the enemy tanks under a crossfire. Like I said, this is risky, but because the enemy team, if you don't have enough tanks covering you, they can just full send in and try and get shots into you. But we do seem to have the protection and the cover, so we've been able to make this play work for us. And this is why it works when you do get the protection, because I can poke up and get shots into those conquerors while they're not paying attention to us, because they might be distracted by the other tanks. So I'm just going to squeeze in and get these shots in, and with 7 degrees of gun depression, you can just sort of make those sort of ridge pokes work like that. And we're already up to 1,000 hit points. I have spotted a small mini-map, because I can see medium tanks on the right hand side sort of feel like they're getting into position to potentially try and poke and get shots into us, so I need to sort of pay attention to that. Enemy Vanguard, if that Vanguard got behind us there, what I wasn't going to do was just completely turn around and try and get shots into him, because he's got a 3-shot clip. He's probably putting them into me anyway, and I don't want to make it easier for other tanks to pen us, so I probably would have just have to have accepted it. But thankfully he got out of there, and he only put 1 shot into us. We pick up the kill on the Independence there, putting us into 2,000 damage. I'm trying to get as many kills in as I can. Come out of the small mini map now, because I don't need it in that small mode. I want to see exactly where all the tanks are. And now we've got a tank advantage of, 3 tank advantage. I'm going to try and poke this ridge, see if we can spot any of the tank destroyers at the back. We do spot a Waffle E100. Going to try and squeeze in a shot in there. We get a lovely shot in, and he also gets punished by our friendly team. Picking up a little bit of assistance there, putting us into 3,000 damage, 400 assistance. Looking for another shot into the Waffle, don't quite have it. I don't want to spend too long over peeking on this ridge, in case there's another tank destroyer looking to shoot us, or a tank in the back which could potentially have shots. I'm going to see if we can try and get a shot into this enemy TD here and pick up a kill, which we do, picking up our 2nd kill, put us into 3,000 damage and 2 kills. And we've made this position really work for us, but this game's still not won, and we just need to. There's still tanks here. We get this enemy pattern is running. We get a lovely shot into him, putting him onto, put us onto 3,600 damage. I'm going to see if I can squeeze in another shot in, because that would put him onto a 1-shot to us. Unfortunately, we get a bit unlucky there, a bit unfortunate. It just hit his tank and just tracked him in place. We do pick up a little bit of assistance, so if that would have penned as well as tracking him, we would have killed him there. But now we're going to try and overpoke to put the conquer. He does turn to put a shot into us, and we end up trading 1 for 1. But at least that puts him onto a 1-shot now, but our friendly medium tanks put a shot into him, and he gets taken out by the Dragon, and that's that threat dealt with. Putting us into a 12 versus 9, 4,000 damage, 8,000 track assistance there. Actually, I think it's a combination of track assistance and spotting assistance. But we're just being careful, because we know that Waffle E100 was still there. Well, at least was, but I think he may have moved now. And I'm potentially going to try and move up and try and get some shots into this Victoria Prince here. I just want to be careful. I don't want to get clipped out by that Waffle if he is still there. But there is 4 tanks, well 3 tanks down the beach and 1 tank sort of around that area. And I think there might even be more of that going down the beach now. So I'm going to start to head over and just try and kill this Victoria Prince in the background. And then we can maybe move up behind the tanks on the beach, because this game is still fairly close, 10 versus 8. I feel like we've taken good control of the map though, and we should, in theory, if I can kill this medium tank, we'll start collapsing on the enemy team. It's just whether the enemy do kill the tanks, after any tanks on the beach, before I'm able to get over there. But I'm hoping they'll be able to hold there for long enough for us to try and come in and support. So we get a nice shot into Victoria. He puts 1 back into us, but we're going to be able to finish him off now and pick up a kill, picking up our 3rd kill of the game. And now there's only 5 tanks remaining. It is a 6 versus 5, but I just want to, I'm hoping the enemy team on the beach stay alive a bit longer, so I can get some more damage out of this game. And I just want to try and head over. Remember, there was that Waffle E100, which I suspect's down the bottom here. He is a 2-shot to us from memory, but it looks like our medium tank is coming round. If our medium tank goes round, he may get caught out by the Waffle here if he's round this corner. But that probably means the Waffle's going to shoot his clip, and I'm going to be able to get some shots in. So the Waffle does put 3 shots in. So this Waffle cannot kill us now in 1 shot. It's just not going to be possible. So we put 1 shot in, and now we can just pull forward. He's on reload. He can't shoot us. I'm hoping to try and squeeze in the kill. Almost reloaded. Unfortunately, gets finished off by our friendly tank. We have the rear of the enemy Sturm Tiger here, but I have no idea. You can see my frustration where that shot went. I should have picked up another kill. Would have put us above 6,000. So it's a real. So that was a shame. Yeah, that was just derpy. A bit very unfortunate, to be honest with you, not to hit that shot. But we're on 6,000 damage, 1,000 assistance now, 700 blocked with 3 kills. It's only 1 tank remaining, and it is the enemy pest, the enemy vanguard, the vermin. And we're going to try and see if we can take out this tank. We have swapped to the HE rounds because, for the memes really, if we can pen that with a HE, we might set it on fire. And he's full health, so we've got to go for that. You know, we've got to go for it. You know, we're not going to lose this game. You know, we're not going to lose a 7 versus 1 against the Vanguard. I mean, if he does, if he wins a 7 versus 1 in Vanguard, then fair play to him. But I think we're going to be out. I think we're going to be okay. It's just about trying to find this tank now, because it's just going to be driving along. You know, I must admit, at this particular moment, I'm not confident I'll be able to get over there and get some damage in, because just some other tanks are just a lot quicker. He's fighting our friendly Griller here. Looks like he's put 2 shells into the Griller, maybe a third, maybe I didn't catch that. So he is trying to run now, and we're just trying to head over there. Like I say, there's no tactics for me to go over it. I'm just trying to find this Vanguard and cut him off and get a kill in, get a shot in. He's still full health, and at the closer and closer I'm getting, I think he might just come this way. Please come this way so I can shoot you with the HE shell. But he gets rammed by our friendly Centurion Action X. I thought, oh, he's definitely dead now. He's not going to escape. He puts a shot in. Now he puts him onto a 1 shot, so I'm not going to get much damage off this tank, but maybe, just maybe, we'll get the kill shot in, who knows. And he's going to cross our path. Please don't fluff this. Thankfully we don't, and we do at least get the kill for all that effort of chasing down. But that's it for the video. So if you do like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. But thank you so much for your amazing support. And yeah, that's it for the video. So thank you so much, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!